and welcome to Daily Focus. I'm a little late this morning, and crazy as it is, I have electrical sockets out in my bedroom bathroom and trying to chase electricity this morning so that my wife doesn't have to curl her hair on the bed. But anyway, it's always fun trying to chase down electrical problems. But anyway, so we're a little bit late. Then I had a meeting that I had to get to, and so here I am. But glad to share the beginning of Matthew chapter 8 with you. So Matthew chapter 8 starts when he was come down from the mountain. Great multitudes followed him, and behold, there was a leper, and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Jesus put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus said unto him, See thou tell no man, but go thy way, and show thyself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a testimony unto them. I've entitled this one, God of the Impossible, and I'm so thankful that we serve the creator of the universe, the sustainer of all of his creation, the savior of all mankind, and the sovereign leader of all. And so he can do whatever is consistent with his will and his person. And so sometimes we get to witness the God of the impossible. Maybe you have personally witnessed the God that we serve doing the impossible, curing you, meeting a need out of nowhere, miraculously supplying something that you just had no idea where it would come from. And you could only stop and say, only God. Well, God delights in being put to a place where he can demonstrate his power, demonstrate his grace, demonstrate his mercy. And maybe no greater illustration is than that of a leper coming to him. That was a death sentence. Leprosy was incurable. Leprosy was torturous to the body, and it eventually would lead to death. And this leper comes to Jesus and he said, if you want to, if it's in your will, if it's consistent with your purpose, you can make me clean. And Jesus said, I will be thou clean. What an amazing testimony of God's power, of God's grace and mercy. And the leper was just simply saying, not my will, but thine. But I know you could heal me. What an incredible reality for all of us in whatever circumstance we're in. God, you could heal me. Whether it's emotional healing from some type of trauma, whether it's spiritual healing from some type of failure, whether it's physical healing from some type of disease or injury, whatever the situation, we serve a God who is the God of the impossible. And so we can ask him, but he's not a genie in a bottle. He's not a servant at the end of our bell that we ring. He is not there to demonstrate his power at our beck and call, at our every whim and desire. He has power to fulfill his program, to fulfill his purposes, to exalt his person. We stand in awe of who he is because he can do the impossible at any time, at any place, in any situation. But he will only do what is consistent with his will. He will only do that which is good. He's not going to be manipulated. He's not going to be tricked. He's not going to be bought. He's not going to be pressured. He is going to do what is right. What we have the privilege of doing is approaching him and saying, if it's in your will, you can. If it's consistent with your purpose, you can. And then let God decide what he's going to do. And that's ultimately what the story is. We're going to go into the story of the centurion next week. But what an amazing testimony here that helps us to remember back to our salvation. We were dead in trespasses and sin, with eternal damnation as our future and no hope of changing it on our own. But God is able to take us from death to life, to take us from destruction to eternal bliss, to take us from darkness to light. We serve an amazing God, a God of the impossible, who demonstrates his goodness and demonstrates his grace to a group of people who will never be entitled, who will never deserve any of it. But we serve a God who can, when it's consistent with his purposes and program, when it exalts his person. And so as we think about this story, whatever you're facing, whatever it has been that you need God to intervene, remember, if it's consistent with what he's trying to accomplish, he can. So ask him if it will work, if it is consistent. I know you can. And let God decide what is best, what is good, what is right. God bless you. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll look forward to